talk to me about some of the challenges living in this environment. I mean, I know from some of the conversations that I've had with other European and New Zealand women up here that there doesn't seem to be a lot of connection with Chinese women that are of similar age. So just as we have girlfriends in New Zealand, or we make those business connections, it doesn't seem to happen as readily here.
I think one of the reasons is we become wary, because often when you first arrive in China, the people who want to befriend you are usually just wanting to practice their English, or they want to get out, and they have all sorts of other reasons other than just friendship, and we detect that very quickly, and then start to gravitate back to the foreign women.
Sure.
So we have very strong female networks with other women from around the world.
Sure.
You feel very close to British, Canadian, US women.
Well, there's lots of similarities in our cultures, isn't there? I mean, and this is a very different culture, and it's a very different way of living, and you know, even from I've learned around just the basic employment package generally includes accommodation, because these people are coming from a provincial environment to work in these cities, so they've actually got to have the whole thing packaged up. Something that us New Zealanders probably don't see so much. I mean, we see sweatshop environments, minimum wage, and very difficult and unfair conditions.
No, as an employer in China, I employ 100 local staff, so I'm very familiar with the local labour laws. I think China is wonderful. I think they protect their employees incredibly well.
Well, that's exactly what I've found at all levels. We've been looking at a manufacturing base and also at sourcing for around shoes and accessories, and I've been very impressed, even when we've gone into some areas that in New Zealand would be seen as squalor. I mean, they really would. There's happy people working in a very clean and safe environment.
And they feel secure in their employment.
Yeah, well, and they need that employment, don't they? They absolutely need it.
And for women it's particularly good. For women, they have their 3 months paid maternity leave.
Right.
And then when they come back, if they've had any sort of complication, a cesarean, or if they are a mature woman, over 28 I think they call mature, they get an extra month leave, so they can have 4 months paid maternity leave. And then when they come back, they have lovely things such as, if they're still breastfeeding, they can go home during the day and feed the baby. They can have an hour extra for their lunch break, or they can leave early at the end of the day, an hour earlier. And that goes on as long as they're feeding.
Yeah.
So they do look after their female
They do, and
employees.
the challenges around managing a population that's said to be as high as 20 million. I mean, and I've been really interested in how so many people I've spoken to, and that's, you know, Chinese and obviously your expat environment, have said that the Communist Party and the Communist government would be the only way that you could actually manage and lead a country like this. Yeah. How do you feel?
Well, I agree. I agree totally. I like seeing that security. For example, when they roll out education reforms in China, they do a 15-year plan. They do 5 years piloting, research and development, 5 years putting it into place gradually, and then 5 years rolling it out across the country. So in most of our Western democracies, we couldn't have a 15-year education plan.
No.
Impossible.
Oh, no, absolutely.
So
I mean, the government would change the whole thing and crash and burn.
So there are many benefits to having a central government, as long as it's a good one, as long as it's a benevolent and has the, welfare of the people in mind, and the buoyancy of China proves that it's done well for the average Chinese person.
Yeah, I think there are going to be some challenges around this, this very quick development that's happening and establishing that middle class environment.